Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to draw this simple house in AutoCAD, a 2D drawing. So first I want you to open your template. And then save as. Drawing 5. So let's take a look at the elevation that you're going to draw. We are going to draw this 30 feet wide and 8 feet tall. And you will notice that it has line commands and it has some of these patterns. These are called hatch in AutoCAD. And there are different types of hatches used in here. The siding hatch, the brick and the shingles hatch. And the solid hatch is used in the doors. Other than that, there is an angle of 45-degree line for the roof. And there is a vertical hatch over here. That's a same one, that is this line's user-defined hatch. And you are going to personalize it a little bit, so it doesn't have to be exactly the same. I actually encourage that you try different elements and try to make that your own. In terms of location of the window, the size of the windows, and the chimney height and width, and the height of the roof as well. So let's go to model space, and since you brought your template, you should have these basic layers, and we are going to draw in object layer. So in this drawing we are going to work in architectural units. So first type units, and under type change that to architectural. Under units to scale, inserted content type, you can select inches, and if you already have inches, just leave that alone. Click OK, and then type L for line, and type 20 feet, 20 feet. That means 20 apostrophe, 20 apostrophe, enter. And then to keep your line straight, you want to press F8 key or your ortho on from here, this one. So type 30 feet, 30 apostrophe, enter. And then you're going to go up by 2 feet. Then go back 30 feet to the left. And then you can type C for closing it. So this becomes a base for the house. Now you're going to draw a line that is 8 feet tall. But this line, you want it, you're going to move that line to the right by 3 inches. Because the base is going to extend outward. And now let's use mirror command. Select the line, right click, click in the middle of this line at the midpoint, and then drag your mouse upward in straight line vertically, and then click anywhere as long as you're going straight, if your ortho is on, and then no, enter. That means you don't want to erase the original object. And then you are going to close this. Now we can draw a separate line that extends outwards so that we know exactly how much you're having the cantilever. That we can make it 2 feet. and 2 feet to the left. And now you are going to draw the slope of the line. So this is like a hip roof. And now you can turn your ortho off so that you can move your line freely at any angle. Now you're going to type shift 2, meaning at, and the length you can make it between 5 feet to 7 feet. I'm going to make mine 7 feet this time. And then shift less than sign for angle, and then angle make it 45 degrees. Now to keep it identical on the other side, go ahead and mirror this at the midpoint again, and then again keep your ortho on, or make sure you are in vertical, in exactly vertical direction, and then just click at anywhere at the point line of symmetry, and then just press enter for now, and then close it. To make the chimney, I want you to draw your chimney wherever you like, and I'm not going to give you exact location so that you can have it personalized. Now again, have your ortho on, and then you can have it between 4 to 5 feet. I'm going to make mine 5 feet, and then go left 3 feet, then go down, and then we are going to create another capping on top. So you can draw that on the side, and you can have it at 4 feet, comma 6, enter. So that means 4 feet wide by 6 inches tall. Then you're going to move this from the midpoint to the midpoint. Let's make a door, and you can make the door on the side here, and I'll explain that to you why in a second. So let's make it at 3 feet, comma 6 feet 8, enter. So it's 6 feet 8 inches tall and 3 feet wide. So now the reason why I created them on the side, so that you can select it by the midpoint and then place it at the midpoint. So if you create it over here, you wouldn't, if you started at midpoint, it would be off center. So now you're going to create the window. Now you hover over here, and then it will give you a reference point. You can see this green line, and then you can click anywhere and then drag a window and type at. I'm going to make mine 5 feet wide, comma, so I'm going to give -4 feet. So the reason why, because this one is positive direction, so I give it 5 feet, and I want that to come down, so it was negative y axis. So this is x and this is y. So positive value will be upward and negative value will be downward. And since my starting point was there and it had to go downward, so that's why I needed to give negative value for the y. So now you can mirror the same window from the midpoint on the other side and enter. So now to show some of the ground, go ahead on draw panel and select spline and turn your ortho off so that you can see this wavy line, and then press enter. Enter again and start spline again. Okay, so now you can use a separate layer, or you can create a different layer. Create a layer and name it hatch. And you can give it a color of your choice. And I'm going to give it 0.05 line weight. Now go ahead and make hatch your current layer, and then click on hatch, and then you can select this user and then select this area, and you can see these lines are so close to each other, and we want to show the siding, so you want to make it, I'm making mine 5 inches. You can make 3 to 5. Then enter again. One thing we also need to do is create a frame for these windows, and I would like to do that now. So make that 3 inches. And you also want to offset the door frame, and the door frame is not going to be at the bottom, so I'm going to use this stretch command and select the horizontal line at the bottom and bring it down all the way. So the frame and the door. Now inside also we want to draw a detail, and that can be back on the object layer. So just a rectangle at 2 feet, 2 feet, and then move it in the middle. One, and I'm taking inference from here, and then you could copy the same and click hover over here and convert to arc, and you can give it 1 foot. Now go to hatch again, hatch layer first, and then hatch command. This time you're going to find the hatch that's for the roof, for shingles. Okay, that's good. You could change the scale by clicking on it. 7.5 will be more reasonable. You also need to add steps at the door, so you can create that separate over here, and that will be at 6 feet, 8. That means 6 feet wide and 8 inches tall. Now I do want to put that in object layer and move this, select from midpoint and put it at midpoint, and then just copy it twice. Let's select the hatch for the base and the chimney. Now you could change the scale. This looks big. Okay. And vertical lines over here, the bricks are vertically stacked here. So now you can use the hatch at the end, that is user hatch, and change over here is the orientation. Make that 90 degrees so it becomes vertical. Spacing, let's change it to 3. Yeah. Now to give some color to the door and the window, we can use the solid hatch. So the solid hatch is right in the beginning. The color, you can change the color to by coming over here, more colors, and select from all these choices, that whatever you like. Okay, for the windows, you can give it whatever you think the glass looks like. Now go to layout, double click inside zoom extent, and then give it a scale. So 30 feet wide, it's going to fit 1/4 inch. And then you can lock your viewport and double click outside. And if you want to make any adjustment with the color, you can do that. Double click on the text, give it space, drawing 5, scale is 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. Don't forget to backspace. And don't forget to update the date. And then click outside, and that's your drawing. Now if you wanted to change the color, you can still do that from here. Double click inside, and now your viewport is locked, so it's not going to kick you out of the scale. So let's say if we wanted to change the color for the roof, and now you can plot to PDF, and you know your settings are already there since we've been doing that before. And then you just click OK and save. And that completes your drawing. Now it's your turn. Happy drawing.